This episode of The Totally Rad Show is brought to you by the .tv domain name. Coming up on today's episode, we check out the movie Monsters.
Tate Donovan's character in Space Camp.
Magnum P.I.
And taking the physical challenge from the red team.
Happy Halloween! Today in movies, we're going to talk about an independent horror film.
Say what?
Sort of. I'll talk to you about it. Called Monsters. So Monsters is from director Gareth Edwards. It's his feature film debut. He was a digital effects artist, and it's shot for very little money in Central America.
Little money.
And it's making a lot of news because it's sort of like, you know, Paranormal by Witch Project. It's this small film with big special effects and blah-de-blah-de-blah-de. Here we go.
But there is a difference between like $20K for Paranormal Activity and maybe $500K for this movie. I mean, that's still small for TV, but not like...
It's very low budget movie.
Very low budget
Extremely
movie.
low budget movie. To get Transmorphers cost about $1 million to make. You know, all those asylum films.
Yeah, no,
right?
yeah.
So
or like a sci-fi
this
original
is very
movie
low
is about $1 million bucks,
exactly,
1.5. Yeah.
Exactly. So Monsters takes place 6 years after an alien invasion on Earth.
Sort of.
Central America is this infected zone, and an American reporter has to bring the daughter of a wealthy American
Publisher.
Back
Media mogul,
through the infected zone to, and through a wall surrounding said infected zone, separating Mexico from the United States and away from monsters. And by monsters, we mean giant alien invasion type squid-like things.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So, Jeff.
Yes, sir.
What did you think of Monsters?
I liked it quite a bit. I found it to be a very interesting take on the monster genre because really it's a story about two people on a road trip. And the monsters are just the backdrop upon which this story plays out. They're really just texture for an otherwise engaging road trip movie. If this movie didn't have any monsters in it, it would still be a pretty interesting movie. And that is a credit to fantastic performances I found from the two leads who are not names. They're not people that anybody watching the show would really recognize. And I found that realism and that grittiness, a lot of the movie was shot in real hurricane devastation, you know, and there was a real groundedness to it all. The only thing, my only gripe for this movie is the very last sentence that is spoken in this film. The last line. If that line was literally just removed from the movie, everything still happens the way it happens, but that one line is taken out, this movie is so much better. That one line, it got laughs when we watched it. It made me want to laugh. It's so poorly placed and timed that it just ended the movie on a sour note, but it's an otherwise very good movie.
You'll have to tell me later what that line was because I don't really remember that. I remember the ending being like, oh, but I don't remember the line specifically. Yeah, I mean, I really liked a lot of this movie. I mean, I think for me, the one thing I would give, my one caveat would be, this isn't a monster movie. I mean, this is like saying that Brothers is a war movie. It's like, it's not a war movie, it's about relationships of people that are affected by war. But you would not, it's not like Saving Private Ryan and Brothers would be in the same, you know what I mean? It's like saying District 9 and this movie would be in the same category. But anyway, and I say that because it's such an amazing relationship and interpersonal, and all relationships between all types of human beings and classes of human beings and you know, nationalities. I mean, there was the stuff in the sort where they had to kind of spend the night in that sort of village family's house. All of that is great. Just sitting around the fireplace talking about life. It's all great stuff. It's you know, waiting for the monsters to attack, I think, is the worst thing you could be doing in this movie. You know what I mean? It's like, I kept finding myself going, wow, we're like 50 minutes in. I thought, maybe now it's gonna because it's like been touted as this like, oh my God, it's like District 9, but only costs this much money. Oh, it's crazy monster. And I feel like that does the movie a disservice. This movie is such a joy to watch as just a gorgeous movie, as you said, sort of a road trip movie between these
But I
two
didn't
people.
have any of that baggage when I went in. I didn't even know what it was about.
I
so
100% did because I'd seen it's been.
Ignore the
all stuff.
advertising, dude. That's
You should. That's what
Zen.
That's what I'm saying. You should do. But I think it's great. And some lines that are now going to be classic lines for me. I thought this was written very well, which is also I don't know if it's his
improvised.
first thing to written. Well, no, it was written by the director guy. Some of it had been improvised, but that's crazy.
all
Oh
those
yeah,
improvised.
it's pretty much improvised. But actually, the director also deep shot it. His own production
Yeah,
designer. I
yeah.
mean, it was like a 7-person crew traveling around the world
Yeah.
shooting the movie. I liked it. I didn't love it. I should have said and echo what you guys are saying. For me, I don't think you guys saw the movie Sin Nombre, but it's basically Sin Nombre meets District 9. It really is. Sin Nombre was about people trying to sneak in across the border, and it's very much that gritty doc-style road trip film. But instead of gangsters trying to affect that journey, it's
Monsters.
aliens.
Yeah.
The beginning of this movie gave me frickin' goosebumps. And the moments with the monster stuff in it was handled, I think it's the new pinnacle. I think it was even better than District 9 and better than Cloverfield.
It's a lot
in
like
that
Jurassic Park.
In that it being placed in reality in such a subtle way that I really felt like, oh my God!
This could happen.
If there that does happen, this is how it would go down, and it put me in that place. And
Yeah.
all those other movies didn't really put me in that place. The style sort of it was playing with the style of cool. Look, isn't it cool how it feels immediate? This really made it feel immediate.
Yeah.
However, the main focus of the movie is on this couple and the relationship, and that felt very by the numbers to me. It felt like it hit all the same points that road trip movies hit. And when you look at just that movie, I don't know what to get out of it that I haven't, not that there isn't anything to get out of,
Right.
but that I haven't
haven't been
already gotten
given
out
by
of from
a-
movies that actually do it better when they've just been that film,
Hmm.
like Sin Nombre or other movies that that are in that
Or
Rolodex.
in your brain, but not in your face.
So for that it was just okay, but it is an incredible feat, and there were moments that were spectacular, and technically it's great. Like the performances are really fantastic. Like, I thought the girl especially was really good.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah, I mean, I kind of see what you're saying now. It's almost like without the monsters, does the movie stand on its own? Because the monsters, in the way that they were portrayed so subtly, really did add to an amazing creep factor. I mean, there were a lot of times where I was just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
I want to touch upon two. Last week, first I should say, so Monsters comes out in limited release Friday, and it's been out on demand, whatever.
Yeah,
I think it
Yeah,
might not
that's
be out
that new.
anymore. Yeah, because I think now it's out in theaters in limited release. However, last week, Paranormal Activity 2 was released.
Right.
And this was a movie that I was completely dismissive of because it just felt like Blair Witch 2,
Oh, yeah,
which was
I think we all
terrible.
felt
Milk
that.
it.
Yeah.
Milk it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's me milking it.
Alex didn't get a chance to go, but Jeff and I went.
You know that I was an
saw-
enormous fan
Yeah.
of the first one. It's
Right.
one of my favorite horror movies ever. I
Right.
adore that movie.
And Paranormal
Very
Activity 2.
interesting.
It's not as good, but it's really good. And I had some issues with some of the performances. They're not as strong as in the first movie, but it does such a wonderful job of taking the base storyline and fleshing it out. It's both a prequel and a sequel at the same time, and it informs the first movie.
A pre-sequel.
Yes, it informs the first movie in such a wonderful way that it fleshes out that story, and it really creates a mythology that I think made the first movie even better. I had a great time watching it. It justifies its conceits very, very well again, and there's some really wonderful freakouts. And the best thing about it is that it doesn't fall prey to, oh, we have more money this time, we can go farther and crazier, and it's still subtle like the first movie was.
Yeah, I agree in many ways. It is by no means a cash grab.
Yeah.
Cash grab. It really is a genuinely good film, even if there wasn't a first movie. But its connection to the first movie is one of the most unique And really, I think this sets a standard for how you follow up a movie. I think the way that these movies interact with each other is really cool. And I may have even enjoyed it a little bit more than the first one. I actually thought the performances were great, except, you know, I said the same thing about the first Paranormal Activity. The performances, when they're just hanging out and being real, are exceptional. And whenever there's something that's not real, when they're reacting to something that's supernatural or discussing it, it feels very false. Yeah. But it's it's just a thrill ride. Even though it didn't really scare me, though it certainly scared many people in that audience.
Yeah, baby.
It's just really fun to watch a movie like this.
It's definitely a movie that should not be overlooked. And I was like you, I probably would have overlooked it, assuming that it's just a sequel for sequel's sake. And it's really pretty darn good.
So enjoy your Halloween, folks. A couple flicks to watch.
Booyah, booyah. All right, remember to stick around. We got one more rad day in history coming up. But first, your sponsor.
That's right. Today we're sponsored by the .tv domain name, which has fast become the preferred destination to let people know your site contains dynamic video. So, if you want to run around in a giant hamster wheel, film that and put it online instead of on Nickelodeon, you should surely use the .tv domain name. If your website has a play button, it is made for a .tv domain name. It's a top-level domain name destination for rich and dynamic media on the web. In the age of iPhones, iPads, flip cams, etc., video is the easiest way of projecting yourself.
Etc.
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 It's a new headache medicine.
So yeah, go ahead, .tv domains.
Amazing. Well, you're going to see us in costume at the end of tomorrow's show. And we're going to chat a little bit more about our costumes.
Happy Halloween.
Check back tomorrow for our review of AMC's The Walking Dead.
In this day in rad history, October 28th, New York gave up claims to Vermont for $30,000. It was $17.90.
That's like as much as a car.
Yeah, Vermont didn't cost that much.
No.
Don't you think? I mean,
New York had Vermont in 1789?
I know, right? Well, but, I mean, couldn't they get enough in their sort of like cheese claims? Like their sharp cheddar claims?
They do not like Ben and Jerry's.
I want to know, we know nothing about the history of this moment.
No.
What, did the town like gather together all their money and go, we want out. We want no more part of New York.
And New Yorkers were like, yeah, all right. What do you got, 30K there? Interesting.
Rad history.